out. I don't know, I was afraid to eat it. So day before yesterday, I perceived it and I was like, God, I need to eat this corn. Last week, my colleague brought it to the office and I was begging him, please cut for me. So today I ate it, like I really ate it. I savored it. This is Agbado season, so I savored it. Well, happy Sunday to you. I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. I hope that service was quite fantastic for our Christian brothers and sisters, and that we're able to imbibe the teachings of Christ, or the teachings that were taught in church. It's imperative for us to commune in spirit, because these are quite depressing times if you consider the trend of issues. As we come here all the time to analyze issues and the polity, we need to at the same time keep spirit alive. And one of the things that sustains us, one of the things that gives us hope, is a belief that Christ is there and that God is monitoring, and we need the supernatural protection of God Almighty while we go about our businesses. The fact that you wake up healthy, strong, you're able to mobilize yourself, go about your activity, is a divine grace of God. A lot of persons went to bed and could not wake up. Some persons could wake up and they could not work. One or two issues. A lot of them are paralyzed. A lot of them have one, limb issue or the other, and it's not even something that medical personnel can help them resolve. Some of them even have the money, but it's quite unfortunate for them. I'm going to start off with this before we're heading into the concept of the conversation today in the political spotlight. First of all, I heard about a man who came on social media to tell us about a building he purchased. I don't know if it's the entire building or a section of the building at Mandalas. So he says he was, running the business under an auspice called Area FM thereabout, and that things were quite okay. Anyway, he said the way he came about that building was through bidding. And then obviously he bidded, he won the bidding, borrowed money from a bank to supposedly do what he needed to do. In 2024, there was a fire outbreak at that section of Mandela's building, and then, he wanted to resuscitate the business he was doing there, but obviously he had to go through all the government channels. They had to do integrity tests of the structure and all of that. Now, that's where I have a question mark, because if you know how Lagos state government is, once there is already a fire in a building or one section of the building, you do know that until the entire building is brought down and it's being rebuilt before they can lease anything, there's a huge question mark. Anyway, but to cut the long story short, according to what he said, he went through all the process of obtaining documents to go ahead to continue to do what he needs to do in that place, collected another loan, which I even consider quite a huge investment. And he says, I think, was it last week or thereabout, there was a video that circulated where this man was shouting that they are stealing his property and all of that. So apparently it seems maybe it's from the state government, some policemen and some individuals with uniforms. They came to inspect the place, and from inspecting the place, they said packing out properties, his AC, the rods, the cables, everything, even the lift, everything. And I was like, what is this? That's broad daylight stealing. So he was asking questions. Where is your warrant? Where is your permit for all of this? These are my documents. Who sent you? And he said calling lawyers, calling people, asking questions. Is this how they do it? Even if it's a court order or it's the Lagos state government, the best they do is to seal off the property, or they give you a timeline and say, take all your stuff away from here. We don't want you in this building. We don't want you to continue anything on this building. There's always an official reason, whether it's concocted or whether it is true, but they'll give you a reason. And I have never seen where they cut away people's properties. What they mostly do is they throw your stuff on the streets when you now have an opportunity to take your thing, or they just come and demolish the place. Even with your property inside, they demolish everything. But to see them cut away everything, like literally take everything of yours, I think that's broad daylight theft. No explanation, no documents to prove whether it's from the state government. Now he says he called some top persons, and according to what he says, the governor is not even aware of it. The inspector general of police said he's not aware of these guys, like he did not send them. So they were calling to find out who were the persons that sent such persons. And when this issue came on social media, obviously you have Nigerians give different analysis and interpretation of what happened, but what gobsmacked me or befuddled me was that people were not focusing on the issue. They now brushed it with tribal sentiment. So you now have some persons say, should be you say Lagos state is no man's land, take your property property or take your money, go and invest it in your state. Some person said, that's drug business money, and you heard this man tell you he borrowed money from the bank for this business, which obviously he'll be paying. You do know the collateral that he would have deposited for them to grant him that loan. But for some persons, they didn't care. They've already attached a synonym to the man. They went ahead to even disclose that this is just the beginning, don't worry, by 2027 you guys will see shege. People think, and I'm like, what is the difference between what is going on in South Africa and the expressions of these persons? There are issues here. Who permitted this man to continue whatever he was doing there in developing the place? He says he went for integrity test. The Lagos state government officials for that particular department accompanied. They checked it was okay. From there he went. They told him that he needed to do an architectural design of what he wanted to do, which he did. And if you're an architect, you guys know how much money those guys collect to draw something for you. Every process was signed and approved. So who were those people that signed and approved it if all of a sudden somebody just came and said you cannot continue here? So who were the persons inspecting the place? Who were the persons that he was having a conversation with the state government? Who were the persons monies were paid to? Who were all these individuals that kind of gave approval? They stamped all the documents presented. Who were these persons for all of a sudden you now came and say this man's property is no longer viable, or that he cannot be in this premises? And if that is the case, seal off the premises, you go to court, and then the man will say, okay, you know what, let me just have access to stake my stuff and leave the place for the state government. But people did not look at the issue, and everything was now viewed from a tribal sentiment. And I'm asking myself, is this just politics, or it's beyond politics? Because there are some disposition from certain persons, maybe online you may say, but if it becomes recurrent, you tell that this is no longer about politics by politicians to divide the polity to their advantage. This is beyond that. So if at all anything needs to change from the state government laws and the federal government laws, if we're going back to regional system of government, I have had a conversation in the studio. I think I called a lawyer to explain to us what the process is like. I think we have House of Rep members and senators who can push for this. If a regional system of government needs to be applied, then fine, let's go ahead with it. If it's going to be a restructuring method, then fine, let the Senate do that and review the constitution. If everybody say, okay, every nation find their way, let everybody sit down and see how the constitution can be reviewed to enable all of these changes. But if we are still a federal government system, a federal government or Federal Republic of Nigeria, you can't have these things like this. It's absolutely wrong. You use the laws to intimidate and harass people. And I listened to the man. He's not all of those rugged guys. And it's a big question to the elitist, especially from the southeast. The elitist, a lot of them don't even understand the body language of the political atmosphere. I think a lot of them, either they stay abroad, they stay in diaspora, they come here to just do their business and go. They're not monitoring the system, they're not following up the polity, that what they used to know as is no longer as it is. Maybe then they will make some calculated moves and know that if there is going to be any risk involved, they will absorb it. So my question to us all is, what are we doing as a nation? Why must sentiments or ethnocentric comments or attributions be on every conversation that is had? If something is wrong, call it out. If somebody does wrong, call the person out. Don't attach that to where the person comes from. I remember I say it here all the time that it's not all Fulanese that are terrorists. It's not all Hausas that are of derogatory terms. You have very good, responsible people. And so if you use one brush to paint everybody attached to a crime, it's wrong, because once they do that to you, you wouldn't like it. So my question is, when South Africans are calling out Nigeria, calling out their leadership, saying our leadership are weak, our leadership are filled with corruption, we cannot hold our government responsible, yet we're dragging their government with them and whatever, and they're saying go back. I mean, they say these comments on social media. What differentiates you and these guys? We're supposed to be a nation. How do you present yourself internationally? All these tweets and comments on Facebook, social media, people from other countries are watching it, they're reading it. So when you now want to stand firm to address some things, they'll use what you have used against yourselves against you. It's basically how it works. And it's quite unfortunate that it's always when the political dispensation is rife like this kind of sentiments, perforates the polity, and it's not meant to be so. I will tell you something. That's why I said I really don't know how things devolved or degenerated to this point. In secondary school, we had this debate, unity schools. For anybody who went to unity school, I think you can affirm what I am saying. There's what they call presidential debates. Okay, so all unity schools is done yearly. Everyone, they will choose a particular school big enough to accommodate every other unity school, where we hold presidential debates and have discussions on different topics, from teaching to government policies to social welfare, education, aviation, infrastructure. Debate falls across several topics, and teenagers, teachers, and students, how they fall in line in all of this. It's a way to gauge how we interpret what is going on around us, how we're able to express ourselves, how we're able to convince the judges and the teachers on the points we're making, convince them that this policy of this government is better, or this policy is what the government ought to have adopted. And the points you make and the veracity of the points you're making determines what school wins. Now, we have different tribes who attend unity schools. I represented my school. I schooled in Lantang North, Plateau State, and I represented my school. I am from Imo State. They didn't look at, oh, she's Hausa, or she's Fulani, or she's from Birom, or Langtang, or Pankshin. They allowed everyone who could represent to represent. So when did we fall short of it? Like, literally, when did we fall short of it? I heard about the STEM Olympiad competition ongoing, and the students are currently in Rome. Alex Onya is the one actually sponsoring this children. I'm sure he got a lot of persons to contribute to that cause. And it was also looked into that tribal line. Why? Why must everything? Why can't we address issues? The situation at the Asorock Villa with Femi Gbajabiamila and a fake agency that had a bank account with the CBN, that had 300 staff, that was authenticated through the Senate, through the Secretary to Government of the Federation, obviously went through the process with the DSS, the police, every arm. Instead of everyone to look into how that line has been blurred within the cabinet of the presidency, you're now having some persons defend and try to blame the man, despite the glaring situation on ground. I don't know if Nigerians are ready to liberate themselves from the shackles of this political myopism currently ongoing. But until Nigerians decide to orient themselves, liberate themselves from the mental shackles of tribalism, nepotism, and religion, I think we will continue to be in the same place. And it will be sad, because it will make all the conversations we have here to be invalid, like extremely invalid. Anyway, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the conversation this evening. Today, we're going to be looking into House of Rep member Riley Moore disclosing to us that the United States of America will be focusing on the 2027 elections. They'll be closely monitoring it. Although it's not the first time the U.S. usually tries to monitor elections in Nigeria, but this time around, the city are going to pay keen interest into how the elections will be conducted. Riley Moore made the remark during an interview on No TV just yesterday. So he was asked if he was aware of the forthcoming elections in Nigeria and if there was anything the United States could do to provide political support. He says yes, they're paying close attention to Nigeria's 2027 elections, and that the United States will be watching the outcome of the polls and the manner in which they will be conducted. Also, the national spokesperson of the ADC, Mr. Bolaji Abdullahi, expressed fears that the 2027 general elections may not hold. According to him, in an interview, he attributed these fears to certain endemic factors within both INEC and All Progressives Congress-led government. According to him, the hunger created by the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is another reason many people may not come out to exercise their franchise that might lead to rigging. Abdullahi also cited insecurity, which according to him may create situations where the election will not hold in many parts of the country. And INEC is meant to respond to that. Areas where elections do not hold, would you count it? Would you call out results from those areas and then declare a winner? Would we hear a declaration of a winner at 2 a.m. or 4 a.m. in the morning, whereby we just woke up to say one or two persons have been declared winners of the elections? I mean, a lot of persons are very skeptical about 2027, but that should not deter you from getting your PVC and participate in the process. All right, now I don't know if you guys heard about a particular judge who declared President Bola Ahmed Tinubu winner of the 2027 general elections, and they were saying that the judge who declared him a winner has gone blind in a hospital outside the country. That information is absolutely false. Absolutely false. The reason why that is false is there is no official record of that statement. That speculation came out there and it's wrong, and let's not peddle such information. I know that a lot of persons are not happy with what transpired or how the elections went, but to peddle such information is absolutely wrong. Meanwhile, there's a searchlight on the cabinet of the president with a lot of corrupt expose ongoing. That is, as questions are being asked as to what is the president saying about all of this expose of his government, and how the government has proven that they are not tight. There is no proper channel of doing things accordingly with the law, and nobody has been sanctioned. So the secretary of the government of the federation at one point came out to say certain persons were cloning his voice, collecting money on his name on his behalf, and claiming they were going to give certain persons appointments. Before you know, that whole thing went down. Nobody heard anything about it. Nobody could tell us precisely what it meant. Okay, and it was worrisome because I mean, you would want to consider how these things work, how somebody will clone the secretary of the government to the federation's voice and collect money, somebody inside. And we didn't hear if they investigated any of such persons, if the DSS or the NIA did any investigation to find that out. You know, it was just like how they told us that the jam money for jam was swollen by a snake. At what era, at what point? Anyways, and then obviously there are claims that the federal government, over 8 trillion naira was spent outside the 2025 budget, and insisting that all public expenditures were made within Nigeria's constitutional and legal framework. I'm sure you heard what the IMF recently disclosed to the Nigerian government concerning 8.8 trillion naira, and it's actually embarrassing to hear that. It took a long time before the presidency decided to respond to the alleged 8 trillion naira missing funds. You have an accumulation of monies missing, you know, it's being stacked up, and nobody's saying anything. They don't put up a panel to investigate anything, nothing. You know, anything just goes, and it's quite embarrassing actually to see this kind of events take place. Events like this were not this obvious during the previous administration, and I'm wondering why it is so obvious in this administration, and nobody's head is rolled on the floor. Nobody's head is taking the head for it. I even heard some kind of defense for the whole situation with Gbajabiamila and the prince, and somebody on the monitor television was trying to liken the incident with the 9/11 attacks of September 2011 in the United States of America. And I was trying to put my head space together, like, what does this even mean? What's the meaning of this? Peter Obi has come out to call the government to say your corruption is too much, your unaccountability is too much, you need to step aside, this stinks, like this reeks, you need to step aside. And the ADC too, under Bolaji Abdullahi, Atiku Abubakar, everyone is calling that Gbajabiamila needs to resign as soon as possible. This is too huge a situation to be rolled under the carpet. But the presidency says they have invited all the parties involved. Maybe a panel has been set up to investigate it. We will not know how the outcome would go, but we'll continue to give you updates. We'll continue to talk about this because somebody needs to tell us how such huge agency, that kind of agency, is operating, collecting monies with our taxpayers monies, and salaries are being paid. We even have some of the staff members, some of the persons who were working in that agency, come out to tell us what they do, how they come to the office, how they did not get any official document, but they were asked to resume from the office, from the head of service. They were asked to resume in that department from the head of service. So what are we operating? What kind of system? What are we doing? Now, we're also looking at the situation with the NDC still in court. They have appealed the judgment of the that was given to the NDC. We do hope to see what the outcome would be, this week that is coming up, what the outcome will be. But then the question is, how is Nigeria's 2027 elections going to be? And the APC is very confident that the opposition does not have a headway because they're in tatters, and they're confident that they'll win these elections. We want to look at the indices. What exactly are we saying that could possibly tilt towards the narrative that the APC is giving Nigerians, that they will win these elections, though they don't even have to do much, because the opposition has not shown spine, has not shown strength, and has not shown cohesion that would stoke any fear or panic in the midst of the All Progressives Congress. Ladies and gentlemen, I was speaking with Barrister Darlington Agumor to tell us what the legal implication would be if Femi Gbajabiamila's case is investigated properly, and if he's found culpable. We're going to look into that. Secondly, for the 2027 elections, if the US is going to pay keen attention to the elections, what does that mean precisely? It's not the first time they monitor our elections, but why that keen interest on the elections? What exactly do they intend to gain from that keen interest? Although we know that Asorock, as it stands now, really needs the validity of their international counterparts, and they would do anything that they can to present a strong front, a unified front, or a formidable front. That's from the Aso Villa. So Barrister Darlington Agumor is going to be my analyst this evening, where he will briefly tell us precisely what he thinks on what we just highlighted here, and then obviously we'll proceed with other aspects of the conversation this evening. In the meantime, we're streaming live on YouTube. I would implore you to join us on YouTube right about now. It's at VOP 903 FM, at VOP 903 FM, and you can join us to virtually watch what we're discussing this evening anywhere in the world that you are. Tell a friend to tell a friend that the conversation has begun. Barrister Darlington, good evening. How are you?
I'm okay, sir. And you?
I'm fine, sir. Happy Sunday to you, Barrister.
No problem. And you? I hope you're happy too.
Yes, I am. I ate corn very well today, and it was quite satisfactory.
Yes, I know. You'll be happy. You'll be happy disturbing me on a Sunday. I know you'll be happy.
I'll be happy doing what?
Disturbing me on a Sunday.
I'll be... Barry Coco, Barrister, welcome.
Okay, dear.
So very quickly, I'm sure you heard about the story of the young man who invested in a building. Now I want to ask, why, after the fire outbreak at Mandalas, was it right for him to decide to want to continue anything there, even if he says he has all the documentation approved from the state government and passing the integrity test? Was it necessary, to continue doing anything there?
I think there is a law in Lagos State. Is it not? Yes, I don't know. No, it is a collapsed building, sorry. If any building collapses, then they are going to take over the property and all.
No, it didn't collapse. There was a fire outbreak, but the building did not collapse.
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. It's not a collapsed building. Now, somebody that had such a misfortune, are you not supposed to sympathize with him? Is that not the first thing? Being a business concern. If you're a government that love entrepreneurship, if you're a government that like investors and their investment in your state, are you supposed to treat him like this? The answer is capital no. And so, on what basis are they now harassing the man upon the misfortune he suffered? Is it proper in law? The answer is no. Somebody that the house got burnt, or there was a fire outbreak in his house, is he not supposed to repair the house and put it back into shape? Is there any law against it? The answer is no. So, on what basis is the Lagos State government doing this thing? I want to find out. So, if there is none, then the guy should go to court, Esther.
No, Barrister, the issue is that even the Lagos State governor said he was not aware of what was going on, and even the IGP says he's not aware of the set of policemen that went there to inspect them demolishing or taking over his property. What happened was they were looting his properties. They bought trucks, like several trucks, packing everything in both the lift, everything. He said even the wire that they were setting, they removed everything. So that's my issue. Are they supposed to do that?
Esther, this is a pure lie. It's very unfortunate when a whole state government is lying. Remember that this type of thing happened to P2B at Ikeja. Remember. Now, when we talk of tribalism, they say, hey, why must you be tribalistic in everything? Why are Igbo properties a target here?
No, Barrister, there are other properties that do not belong to Igbos have been demolished at some point. I'm sure you remember Makoko, Uroboros, Shoki, and a host of others.
Hold on, please, hold on. That of Makoko is a different kettle of fish, but this is a property, a business concern. Now, how could anybody tell me that somebody or non-state actors can carry out such an operation without the knowledge of the police in Lagos, without the knowledge of government officials? Esther, please, can you believe such a story? No, is it possible for you to believe such a story? I've been telling people who care to listen that Sanwo-Olu is not in charge of Lagos. Some people are controlling this Lagos from outside. That is why such a thing can happen and nobody in Alausa is aware of it. Now, I will not be surprised if it is true that they are not aware. So who are these faceless people? Destroying Lagos, causing Lagos such infamy. Who are those people? The police in Lagos are not, they didn't see them, they don't know them. The government is not aware of them. Esther, please, can you believe such a story? The trucks they brought, who owns those trucks? So you can see what we are talking about. Tomorrow, these people will come out and tell us that we are very accommodating. Lagos is for all, though. Yes, so we allow everybody to aspire to any level they want in Lagos. Is that how it is done? Esther, please, somebody should come and tell me, let them come and defend this type of action. Let them come and defend it. Please.
Okay, so Barrister, if any building privately owned, all right, it gets raised down or collapses, it belongs to the state government or the federal government, why did he continue to want to do anything in that property?
Esther, the building did not collapse.
Yes, it was a fire outbreak there.
The one that happened at Ikoyi the other time, 11-story building that have they taken it over? After today, did you hear any other story concerning that property? The answer is no. So why is it the same? Why is it a different kettle of fish in this particular case? Anyway, in summary, as far as I'm concerned, that guy should go to court. He should go to court. All the property they looted, the state government will pay for it. All this story that they don't know who did is a lie. Esther, I said capital lie. It's not possible.
All right, Barrister. According to the Constitution, any Nigerian can reside anywhere, establish their businesses so long as everything is done through legal requirements. So why is it that whenever there are issues anywhere, you hear some person say, that's good for you, or if there is any unfortunate outcome, they say that's good for you, go back to your whatever and develop your own region and all. They make some kind of statements that makes you wonder if it is legally, if it is something that is in the state laws or in the federal government laws or in the Constitution. And I have asked, I said, we have senators to represent us at the National Assembly and State House of Assembly. Why has no one pushed for all of this if this is always the response when issues come up, rather than looking at the illegality of the issue and advise that this issue be sorted out? There are sentiments imposed on it or applied to it, either tribal, religious, or even political.
Esther, any riffraff can come out and say anything on social media.
Yeah.
I mean, any riffraff. I am looking at the action of the government, the state government that should find out who did that thing. That is where I am waiting for. Anybody can say anything on social media. I'm not joking. So I will not countenance all those statements or all those nonsense. It is the state government that are saying that they want people to establish business, they want Lagos to be a prosperous state, they want people to come and invest in Lagos and all that. If they cannot encourage investors, no matter how small, how can the bigger ones come? And so they must go into this thing and investigate who did what. There is no way they cannot find out one or two persons that are involved in that thing. And then from there, he will name other people and where they are coming from. If they cannot, then they are the one. Simple. Yes, you can't tell me that you don't know who did it. The police are not aware. The IGP, what kind of rubbish is that? What kind of nonsense is that, Esther? These are things that get me worried. When things like this happen, you tell her you don't know, or no, the same unknown soldier that killed their Fela's mother, whenever they want to hide away from their infamy, they will say they don't know who did it. And whom are they telling that nonsense? Meanwhile, if you say something on social media that is against them, they will look for you, even if you enter the hole. They will pick you out. So how can you tell me that you don't know such an event? It didn't happen under 1 hour. As you say, in fact, the thing happened so fast that you couldn't recognize anybody. The state governor and the state government should go into this matter and find out who did it. If it is not so, then the guy should sue the state government. Should go to court. They pay you compensation. Cannot tell me that such a thing happened and you are not aware. No court will listen to such a story. No court.
All right, very quickly, Barrister. The Nigerian Democratic Congress presidential candidate is asking the president to resign over incompetence and lack of compassion and failure to fulfill his campaign promises. In a statement on his X handle earlier today, Peter Obi accused Tinubu's government of presiding over grand corruption, citing an alleged 8.83 trillion naira in unbudgeted expenditure, as highlighted in a recent International Monetary Fund consultation report. He said the reported expenditure was not captured in the 2025 budget, stressing that it was outside legislative oversight and administrative scrutiny. According to him, the 8.83 trillion naira represents about 2% of Nigeria's gross domestic product, more than 35% of the country's 2025 capital budget of 23.96 billion naira. And he argued that the development was not an isolated case, but part of a broader pattern of corruption under the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And in the same vein, after Nigerians reacted on that unbudgeted amount, 8.83 trillion naira, being disclosed by the International Monetary Fund, the presidency came out to defend it. They denied the claims that it spent more than 8 trillion naira, estimated at about 2% of the NDP, considering the fact that it was not outside the national budget. So on Sunday, the Ministry of Finance, all right, the headed by Taiwo Oyedele, he described the claims as incorrect and incapable of misleading Nigerians about the management of public finances. So he says that the way it is not what it is, that if we follow observations attributed to the International Monetary Fund's representative in Nigeria and the fund's 2026 article consultation report, that they will find out that they did not do anything and that they do not operate a shadow project or a shadow budget or spend public funds outside constitutional and statutory financial procedures. So where did that 8.83 trillion naira go if the government of the day is denying it?
Esther, this government is founded on lies, and ever since they have been struggling to cover those lies. When you tell a lie, you must find another lie to cover the first one. That's what this government is all about. Oyedele told us with his own mouth that even the tax reform booklet they produced, that what he saw there was not what they proposed. He said it openly. And that tax reform, up to today, it has not been launched. We don't know anything about it. Nobody has gotten a full booklet of that tax reform booklet. Nobody. It all shrouded in mystery. And Oyedele was the man, the architect of that tax reform. And he's now the Minister of Finance. So when they are speaking from both sides of their mouth, I just feel sorry for them, because it is very, 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 very bad when adults are lying to children. Seriously. If IMF did not come out to talk, Esther, nobody would have raised any eyebrow over that money. True or false? All the ones we have been shouting and raising our voices here, have government responded?
But the government is saying that the expenditure was undertaken through appropriation acts, supplementary appropriation acts, and other statutory authorities approved by the National Assembly. That they explain the multi-year capital projects, which may span several budget cycles, and they were implemented in line with existing laws. Approved capital rollover provisions were applicable.
Forget about the English. They are trying to deceive themselves. If this money was appropriated, it would have been captured. Nobody would have raised that. IMF wouldn't have talked. True or false? A whole IMF, they wouldn't have raised any eyebrow. Why was they specific about the amount? Because that was the amount they discovered to be missing. So what is all this grammar, appropriation, this and that? Whom are they deceiving? They are talking to themselves. Esther, were you not here when this same federal government told us that over 34 trillion of FAC allocation, they could not find it? Is that not a fact? All this other money that are missing, have they explained anything to you? They are talking as if this is the only money that is missing under their watch. No, this is not the only money. Under this Tinubu administration, Esther, the humongous amount of money that are missing is more than enough to set up an entirely new country.
That's basically the problem. The missing funds and no panel to investigate, to audit, nothing. And there's no explanation. Monies, we just hear monies come out and they say it's gone to somewhere. Nobody tells us who did it, where they did it, how they did it, and then there's no panel set up to investigate it. And before you know, another issue comes up that overrides that.
So Esther, the 210 trillion that is even on the table of the president, have anything been done or said? The FCC chairman, national chairman, did he not tell you that yes, the matter is on the Tinubu's table? Up to today, that humongous amount of money, is anybody talking about it in Nigeria, Esther? So if you do not talk about that money, is it this other granite money that you are going to talk? Didn't they say that if you take care of the penny, the pounds will take care of itself? If you did not look for that 210 trillion, Esther, why are you worrying your head with all this peanut, all this, nothing will be done or nothing will be said. They don't reply the IMF, and that's the end of the matter. They shrouded it with so much English and grammar. Meanwhile, the thing is not captured anywhere. No National Assembly have appropriated anything. That is why the IMF had to raise that issue. If it is appropriated, would have known and would have seen it. It is not. This other money that even the federal government had to say that they didn't see it. What happened to it? No, what happened to all those money? So it's not. I mean, I'm not even bothered with all this thing there because I'm not surprised because I've always told you, Esther, a snake will always be a snake. A snake will always be long. When you are serving the God of Mammon, money will not be enough, Esther. God of Mammon, the more money you bring to him, the more he will ask you to bring. And that is a fact. Go and look at what is Mammon. There are people that are worshipping that religion. Mammon religion is a religion. And their God is God of money. That is all. So the more money you bring, the more they will ask because they are using it to recruit more members into their food. I told you here that somebody is blackmailing Nigeria. Nobody listened to me. Our money is going into somewhere, bottomless pit. You will never find out. You will never find out where this money is going because no proof as to where this money went to. Somebody is blackmailing Nigeria. And the government, for them to retain their position, they are succumbing, they are agreeing, you know. So I mean, there's no two ways about it. The one you are talking about that is going to America, was it appropriated, Esther? That kind of money that they took to America to lobby and do what? Was it appropriated? Did the National Assembly appropriate it?
But Barrister, countries lobby.
Esther.
Sir?
You lobby with appropriated money. You don't just carry taxpayers' money to go and lobby for what? Donald Trump, with all his power, he cannot spend $1 of American money without accounting for it. True or false? No, true or false? Can Donald Trump, you remember what Obama's wife said, that even if they drink extra cup of tea in the White House, they will pay for it. That if they have a visitor, that was not, but they will pay for that visitors' food and whatever. She said it. And that is how the system works. I'm not joking. When I watch one film called Air Force One, the chief of staff to the president, who was one of the people the terrorists captured, he said that he's the only person who can say something, because even in their system of government, the president cannot take a cup of tea without his approval. He said it. That is how government works, Esther, not here.
All right, Barrister, what exactly is the fuss about all these monies, and what do they intend to use it for? Especially monies that they cannot account for us or tell us precisely what they utilize it either at the federal or state level. The reason why I'm asking this question, Barrister, is that how it is for the next dispensation? Could everything just be about elections or something else? Because we hear about massive corruption taking place in that cabinet, and I don't know if the president is aware of all of this, because I remember the situation about the 800 billion naira, obviously, that the governors supposedly took from the FAC account for the Renewed Hope initiative or the Renewed Hope agenda. And you know that the president of the Governors Forum, or the leader of the Governors Forum then, was Hope Uzodimma, and it escalated. It got out to the public, and then they said the president intervened and that Hope Uzodimma was asked to refund that money. We don't know if he did refund it, but such a thing happens and no head rolled, so the president had to intervene. This same thing also took place with the 210 trillion naira situation with Wunti, where we heard allegedly a phone conversation in Hausa with the APC chairman, all declaring how they will infuse Wunti quietly into the APC so that questions will not be asked and nobody will set up a panel at the National Assembly. And then he confirmed that the president was aware of this, and he said he was going to handle it on 4 different occasions, and they were even choosing what position in the Senate or whatever position in the House of Rep that Wunti will be given. And up to today, Barrister, nothing. We do know that this 210 trillion naira you always emphasized was from 2017 to 2023. So obviously Tinubu wasn't the president at the time. Don't you think this would have been a very good opportunity for him to expose the rots in the NNPCL? And since Nigeria is looking for funds from all quarters, that fund, if it is recovered, will actually beef up the budget, since there's no money to finance it.
Elsa, I have told you here, nobody should come and tell me that Nigeria does not have money. I'm waiting for any time any APC person will come and tell me that Nigeria does not have money, we are looking for money. That person will not find it funny with me, seriously. Because a country that does not have money cannot behave like this. You cannot behave like this. Do you know that from that 2017 to 2023, according to them, if you begin to calculate, that means every year, 30 trillion is missing from that NNPCL. Just do your calculation, 30 trillion every year for that 7 years. That is what it amounted to, 210 trillion. So precisely, it's like it is a mandate, it is an order. Make sure you bring out 30 trillion from that place every year. And that is what it amounted to. So if you cannot look for that kind of money, Nigerians, I don't even know why they are not raising hell over that money. Not to talk of Bajadi Amil and 1.3 billion naira. These are peanuts now compared to that kind of money. So if you did not look for that money, every other thing anybody telling me here, I will not be amused, because we are just trying to talk, not that something will come out of it. Has anything happened that will shake Tinubu in office? Anything at all? Anything with all we are hearing and what we are seeing? Imagine if APC were in opposition and this is happening, Esther. They would have said this country ablaze. Seriously. They would have said this country ablaze. But look at Nigeria, we have been hypnotized. We have been hypnotized. That's why nobody is saying anything. So I will not be surprised, Esther. I will not to whatever you are trying to relax now, you just want to talk, Esther. Nothing will come out of it. I told you the first day this Bajadi Amila thing happened. I told you nothing will come out of it. Because this is directly under Tinubu's office. When you drag the Bajadi Amila, you are dragging Tinubu. Is that what you want him to do? No, tell me. Whenever you mention Bajadi Amila will come to court to testify, Abi. Hold on. You think Bajadi Amila will come to court? This investigation now, Shebi Bayo told us that there is nothing that has to do with Gbadabiamila in this matter. That nobody should use it against this and that. So why are they investigating now? Why are they investigating now, Esther? That investigation will last in 2028. You see this investigation, it will never end. Just like every other investigation, it will never end. They are just buying time. When things cool down now, you see what you will see what they'll come out with. You will see what they will come out with, and then send their hirelings all over the media to go and defend it.
Well, the supporters are already doing it, actually.
Oh, so I mean, what do you expect? That is what is going to happen. That is what is going to happen. And I want to advise Prince Adeniyi, be very careful with your life. Oh. Don't become a Bola Ige or Funshaw Williams or so many others that you and I know. Don't, because nothing will happen. Oh, nothing will happen. If you disappear tomorrow, nothing will happen. They will say it's unknown gunmen. They will go and bring one useless boy who will not say, yes, we shot him or we thought he was an armed robber. They will give all manner of excuses, and somebody will defend it.
All right, but Barrister, if we're to look at a brief inkling or a brief insight into monies, all right, or finances that have been called to be audited into specific sectors that has allegedly, been unremitted or mismanaged in the NNPCL sector in 2024. Let's not even look at the 210 trillion naira that accumulated from 2027 till 2023. But under Tinubu's government, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project (SERAP), they filed a lawsuit against the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited over 500 billion naira in 2024 crude oil revenues that allegedly vanished before being remitted to the federal account. You also have the Ministry of Power and MBET with 361 billion naira also missing. SERAP is urging the presidency to investigate 128 billion naira flagged by the Auditor General within the Ministry of Power, including 95 billion naira in undocumented contractor payments, alongside another 233 billion naira allegedly unaccounted for by the Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading, that's NBET. You now have the Humanitarian Affairs Ministry following the high-profile suspension of Madam Betta Edu in 2024. Subsequent anti-corruption investigations reveal that over 44 billion naira was allegedly routed through irregular or fraudulent transactions within the ministry. You also have Budget Civic Monitoring Arm Tracker publishing a project tracking report revealing that 92 federal government funded projects worth 15.07 billion naira under the Tinubu's administration were fraudulently delivered via project diversions or payments for unexecuted work. And in all of this, we've not heard of a panel being set up to investigate this, despite SERAP suing the government to come and asking it to make account for it. So when we ask this question, sometimes it makes it seem as if you just want to paint the government in bad light. But is it bad to ask for accountability in public spending with our taxpayers' monies when you see tax being slammed on people?
When Tinubu want to make statement, he will be giving himself a pass mark. He'll be talking to himself in glowing pattern. He'll be telling you how good he has been in all those things. And gullible Nigerians will buy it. This thing you read out now, Esther, is it not enough to bring a government down? In a Senate climb, can this thing happen? Please, Esther, in a Senate climb, can it ever happen? And this is happening under Tinubu. Under Tinubu. Under Tinubu. He will never mention things like this in all his speeches. No, he will not. Rather, he will tell you things that are not there. He will tell you things that he did not even do as one of the things he had done. Meanwhile, the real issue about the economy, he will not mention things. He will not. So, I have told you, my dear, I think you are over trying yourself, trying to realize these things. Because nothing will come out of it.
No, but Barrister, we can't keep saying that there is no need to highlight this. I mean, that's our responsibility. That's our jobs. If you expect citizens to perform reasonably, if you expect citizens to be civil, if you expect them to perform their civic responsibility, why can't you also hold yourself in that esteem? So you can take monies, taxpayers' monies put together for you, that you take from businesses, you take from companies, and people are literally cannot even be able to meet up with the tax, and yet you use these monies and you can't tell them what you used it for. Mineral resources meant for all Nigerians are being exploited by the few, and the people are meant to pay the consequences of such actions. So every day you tell Nigerians, bear with us at their own expense, but you're living in absolute luxury. Your cabinet is over bloated. Departments and agencies unaccounted for are existing. Money is allocated to them, and nobody is saying anything. And you're saying that we should not bother ourselves about that? Beyond politics, though, I mean, even if we know that no human being is perfect, the basic thing needs to be done. One of them is accountability, transparency in governance. You owe it to Nigerians to tell us what you use all these monies for. You borrow from the National Assembly, you borrow from the World Bank, you borrow from the IMF, you borrow from the United Arab Emirates, you borrow from all these countries, from even the Islamic Bank, Organization of Islamic Banks. You borrow monies from these countries, say you want to use it to beef up our budget, you have capital projects that you need to finance, and at the end of the day, we're hearing billions, trillions diverted, missing, funneled to somewhere else, and you think we shouldn't ask questions, Barrister?
Sir, the question we have been asking and we are not getting answers. Is it not better we just remain calm and allow this corruption to continue?
No, Barrister, you cannot advise that on national radio. It's our responsibility to, in case certain persons are asleep and do not understand their responsibilities, or in case government deliberately decides to be redundant, we need to continue to talk about this.
Okay, you have all the time now. You will have your say, but Tinubu will have his way. Is that not the end of the matter? Talk from now to tomorrow. I blame the EFCC that are pursuing Yahoo boys, because these boys are learning from their fathers. When you are stealing all this money, extorting all this money, is it not 419 that you are doing to the people? You take money from them and you don't render services. You take money from NEPA bill. You extort money from people, and there's nothing to show for it. Meanwhile, you are pursuing Yahoo boys Yahoo boys who spend all the night trying to meet their paymasters abroad. Those boys are even working hard. In your own case, you just sit in an office and use biro. So what is the difference here? Have you seen why the polity is heavily corrupt, polluted? The youth are no longer interested in working because they are seeing what is going on in government offices. They are seeing it. They are hearing it. So on what ground now, what moral right do you have to check this bus all over the place? What moral right do you have when you are the one that taught them how to what they are doing? So it will be difficult to accept this government leave office, Esther. Nigeria is heading for doom. Seriously. Except they leave off because it's like they don't want to hear. They are not interested. They are not interested, Esther. The rot is so much that you cannot begin to think about it or talk about it. Did you see the amount of money you read out? These are the ones that are known. No, there are many that is unknown to us. Many. Like this Bajaji Amil again. If not for his greed and lack of emotional intelligence, he shouldn't have exposed himself. He thought that that guy will be a pushover. That when they threatened him,
Barrister, the matter in court is not being decided who is at fault here. It's just that he's mentioned, because based on what the report states, Bajabi Amila was the one that reported this fake agency. He was one that brought it to the notice of the DSS.
Esther, leave that thing. He was one that, because he knew that the lead has been blown. When this guy refused to give him the 48%, and he threatened the guy told him to go to hell. That was when he now said, okay, I will tell you that I'm the chief of staff. And then the rest is history now. If they had killed him, will you have heard the whole story? Or didn't you hear when they wanted to assassinate him? Already the God between who collected the 400 million has been assassinated though. Esther. that guy would have been allowed to tell the whole story or his own part of it, but they silenced him, and the police recovered the tester. Eh? So how can you tell me that he reported because he was the one that set it up? He's the one, he knows about that agency. He's the one that said it. If not, why was he collecting money from that guy if he did not know about it?
Well, that's what the guy said. Baja is denying everything. The president says denied. But another guy is denying it. But we've not heard any official statement or reference from the president. So maybe Barrio's speech is from the president himself.
True talk. Yes, you are very correct. So the man put his own agency inside the budget, Abi. He gave himself office.
Well, he has brought down all his social media handles and the website of that particular controversial agency. He has brought everything down. We don't know if it is by the lawyers, if it is a lawyer's suggestion or some subtle threats.
Who brought it down?
The man did. I mean, those websites, all those pictures and the videos, his handle, everything. He's brought it down. So we don't know if it was under advisement.
The federal government or the Bajademera will tell us how he got entangled with that agency. How come it was his name that was mentioned? How come? All the other things that the guy displayed, Esther, is not enough evidence, Abi. All the high state officials that he met, all the international executives that came to meet him and they discussed, it's not enough, Abi. The people that are being paid salary and all that. Look, there are things you cannot deny, no matter how you try. I've told you here, 6 months old pregnancy, you cannot deny it. It will be showing. What they are looking now, what they are buying now is the time to cover up. They are looking for opportunity. They are shopping for all the shenanigans to cover this rot. They are looking for a way to cover it up. That is what is going to happen here now. There's no other explanation. Why is Bajademina not talking, Esther? Why have you not made a statement in this matter?
Well, he's the culprit. I mean, he's one of the alleged, will I say, performers in this situation. He's indicted here, so he cannot come out to defend himself if the case is in court.
So why is the police investigating only Adeni and not Bajademina?
Big question.
Why? So you can see that somebody is trying to cover up for somebody here. This Bajabia Miller, it doesn't have a clean hand from United States where he practiced law up to here. Is he a clean person? As to say no, he cannot do such a thing. Is he a clean person? Please.
All right, Barrister, very quickly, the United States of America has said that they'll be paying a very close attention to the 2027 elections. There's a collaboration right now. The U.S. troops, they've left Nigeria, but there's going to be like a synergy cooperation entity unit formed to help tackle insecurity, like updates to continue tackling insecurity and partnerships thereof. And the House of Rep member Riley Moore disclosed that yes, Trump and they will be monitoring the 2027 elections very keenly. Now, Barrister, last month was the final month that a judge gave for the records of the president to be exposed or given to Aaron Greenspan, the owner of Plainsight. He was the one who says Freedom of Information Bill to have access to the president's records. Now, some Nigerians say we've moved on from that. We're no longer dealing with this, right? But for clarity's sake, let's have access to the records. And June was the deadline. We have not really seen anything yet. But all of these circumstances surrounding the administration of the president, like we say, brazen corruption, and obviously division in the polity, have drawn the eye and the attention of the US to say we want to monitor these elections, but will it make any difference? They usually monitor elections in Nigeria anyway. They give their own report at the end of the day, like they did in 2023. So the fact that they're focusing on the elections very keenly, is it going to change anything?
Yes.
How?
This time around, Tinubu got away in 2023 with all the baggages he's carried. This time around, I don't think he will make it though. Because some groups are already in court over his certificate, and the US are releasing some documents. So we are going to pursue it vigorously this time around. The United States should help us here. If they want Nigeria to develop, to move forward, they should help us with those documents so that somebody can go to court with it. We don't want a Tinubu to continue to rule Nigeria because he has messed up. The first 4 years we gave him, Nigeria has gone down already. So the next 4 years, if he makes it to Asorock, will be barrier for Nigeria, and we don't want that. He has shown so much incompetence that he doesn't know what is governance. Esther, you cannot give what you don't have. It's not possible. From day one, I never believed in him because I know him. I know him when he was in Lagos here. He was ruling Lagos by proxy. He never did anything in Lagos except what? Media propaganda. And then throwing money all over the place to those who will do his bidding. Nothing else. It's the same thing he did in Asorock now. Look at all the people he surrounded himself with. Undesirable elements. Undesirable elements.
But those are his boys, those are his people.
Are you serious? The boys that are doing dirty work for you, Abi? When was Tinubu allow Enso Oluomo to disobey court order? Esther, who is Enso Oluomo to Tinubu? What is he doing for him? Please, somebody should tell me here. Why is he silent about this guy and what he's doing in Abuja? That the police are now guarding him. He now moves in convoy. These are the issues here, Esther. So when you surround yourself with people like that, then you don't need to be told who Tinubu is. They said if you tell me your friends, I'll tell you whom you are. Tinubu have nothing to offer Nigeria, no decency. Esther, no morality, nothing to show for it in governance. You just appropriated both the Ministry of Finance and CBN. Whenever you need money, they just bring it to you and you squander it. All this money you mentioned, are they in Asorock? They came either from CBN or from Ministry of Finance. Is that not true? These are the two institutions that are considered of our money. So how could that money lead them to the presidency and they will squander it? I am very sure that in future, and also will tell us that Waledu will tell us how he left office and what happened. He will tell us. He will tell the story one day. That is Tinubu for you. Anybody he appoints must obey him, must do what he wants. If you refuse, you are the gunner. Whether it is right or not, you must do it. That is Tinubu for you. That is what he does. So all these people around him, they are just moving and moving and moving according to his dictates. Whatever he tells them, that's what they do, whether it is right or not. Don't ever advise Tinubu with your profession, or don't tell him, the professional. You will say, what profession? I did not employ you here for your professional. I employ you here to obey order. That is what he will tell you. Who are asked Bokuno, the deputy governor with that woman, Bokuna Kelele, who asked her why she quarreled with Tinubu? So this guy, he has that tendency. And something you started from childhood, how do you leave it at old age?
Well, they say that when it comes to mankind, there's eligibility for change, which is a constant in life. You know, it's just if the fact that somebody was introduced into crime and the person got into it, at some point the person may say, I want to stop this, I don't want to continue anymore, and you stop and you live a different life. So I mean, if somebody is being attributed to have been of a certain kind, you would have thought that with age and experience that changes will be impacted, discipline will be advanced. I mean, what would you say to that? The way you are now is not the way you were 20 years ago. Your way of reasoning now is not the way you reasoned 10 or 15 years ago.
No. They say that age comes with wisdom. Is that not true?
Yes.
So tell me what wisdom and intelligence you can attribute to Tinubu now. Just tell me. One good thing you can go to bank with and it will not bounce. Just mention it to me. It got worse. It's like as Tinubu is aging, the thing got worse. Esther, do you know that if Tinubu have turned a new leaf, I'm sincerely speaking, in fact, 80% of his bad deeds would have been forgotten by people. Is that not true? 80%. People would have forgotten his past and everything. But it got worse. It got worse under his watch. Look at how Nigeria is under his watch, and he's still telling us about reform. You have to say, where is the reform? You know, when a government is failing, they will look for one particular thing to hold on to.
You know, the president is prioritizing on road infrastructure, road projects. Last week, 27 roads were approved to be budgeted for, given money for them to continue with the project. And the president said that that's the best way for economic transformation and commercialization.
So, after the road, spirits will not be working on the road, Abby. It's not human beings. Why is Tinubu not paying attention to security and economy? Oh, Esther, can you just tell me why?
And that's a very good question, especially economy, because one, he didn't really emphasize on security in 2023. His question was on employing more soldiers into the military, economic restructuring.
Good. It is very simple. He will not make money from these places. He will not make money. All this road contract, go and check. Was it costed? Was it bidded for? This road they are constructing, can you tell us, are we getting value for the road that they're constructing for us? Are we getting value for it? You think this guy, look, go and ask Fashola why he never had a commissioner of works throughout his tenure. Because Fashola was commissioner of works under Tinubu for the 8 years. And they saw what happened. That was why Fashola did not agree. When somebody wanted to choose a commissioner of works who will be reporting to him, quite a they choose. And all the road projects under Fashola was done through direct labor under the Ministry of Works. Go and ask. Go and ask. So these are the issues. I said the easiest way to eat money is this road construction. A road that will cost 10 billion, they will add 000, it will become 100 billion. Sir, that is the easiest way to eat money, especially under.
But Barrister, findings indicate that unfortunately this malady or this Malay has been a recurrent pattern, all right, in government. But it was something done subtly, not exposed. It wasn't brazenly put out there. So what happened this time around? Why the nonchalancy and the no care to expose all of these things, and possibly you feel that Nigerians can do nothing about it?
Because the man who knows how to do this thing properly is now in charge. You know, there are people who are afraid of stealing money. So when they see money, when they see government money, they will say, let me take small, you know. They will be afraid of touching the money because of tomorrow. But there are people who will come into office, they will collect all the money. They will collect all the money and wait for the
Barrister, so if all of this is happening now, what happens if the APC comes back in 2027? Because they're very confident that they would come back because the opposition is in tatters. That's what they said. So if Nigerians and the opposition, because the opposition cannot do it alone, is for Nigerians to decide what they want for themselves. But if they come back, then what will be the expectation? Do you think that maybe then the president can settle to do work?
Esther, Nigerians may not take it though.
Are you sure?
After what Nigerians suffered under Buhari for 8 years, Tinubu now came and make the thing worse for another 8 years. No, I don't think so.
Let me give you an instance. I went to the market last weekend, and while I was speaking with the woman, I was like, your stuff is expensive. Baba has said you should reduce this, that this is not the official rating. And then she was like, you know, she tried to make reference to the fact that the administration is senile in how they think in terms of economic policy implementation, but that if they survived 80 years of Buhari, they can survive 80 years of the president. You know, let him just do his thing and go. I mean, that's the impression, that was the expression she gave. So you have a couple of persons with such mindset.
That is one woman talking to you. Go and sample the opinion of majority of Nigerians and see whether they will give you the same opinion. People are just waiting. What you put them to the wall, you now know that Nigerians can react. Nobody believes that answers could happen in this country, but it happened. And so, that thing that APC is looking for, they will get it. If by 2027, they rig themselves into power and continue this rubbish, Esther, I don't need to be told what will happen. Yes. After all, it has happened in so many other clans before the brain of their leaders now reset. So if Tinubu doesn't want to learn from what happened to other people, so be it. Oh, so be it.
All right, Barrister Darlington, thank you so much for your time. We need to get the reactions of Nigerians very quickly. The political spotlight doesn't have enough time like the evening rush. Thank you so much, sir, for taking your time to give us your perspective and your opinion to the issues discussed this evening on the political spotlight.
Your balance is still low.
Hey, Barrister, thank God you finished, though. Credit don't chakpa. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get your reaction. We just finished right about time before that got exhausted. The number to call is 080-3692-9933. 080-3692-9933. That's the number. The WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338. 0817-1756-338. That is a WhatsApp number. The number to call 080-3692-9933. All right. Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Fine. Esther, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Welcome. What's your name?
I'm Uproar.
Uproar, calling from where, please?
I'm calling from Abrado.
Abulado.
That's exactly. I'll join it.
All right, sir. Please go ahead.
I'm very happy to get you online today. My greeting to Barrister Darlington.
All right.
They made my day, even though the way he's talking, my things is afraid. He's becoming afraid of the whole thing. He sound confident before, but now he's fed up of APC government, and I want to employ him to not give up. He should keep more confidence and ginger us more, because more we hear from him, we got more confidence. Now he's telling that APC have their way, which is not. I'm not too comfortable with that.
Okay.
Are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, but Mr. Darlington should not give up, please.
Okay.
I should ginger us the more. We have confidence.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. Okay. Well, like I said, just get your PVCs. Nothing should discourage you from participating in the elections. Yes, the opposition is given a perception that there could be voter apathy, but I mean, it all depends on you. You have to come out and exercise your franchise. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, hello.
Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
What's your name, please?
This is Akachuku.
Akachuku, calling from where?
Yeah, from Ago.
All right, Akachuku, please go ahead.
Yeah, I've been listening to Barrister and all he's saying makes sense so much. But I want to ask some things. This administration, they have nothing to give to Nigerians. So I don't know I don't know what's making them hard to just to quit.
Hello? Oh, sorry, your connection went off. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Esther.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. My name is Shala.
Shala, welcome.
Thank you. Happy Sunday to you.
Same to you, please.
Yeah, so quick one, Esther. You know, sometimes it seems Nigerians are given to rhetorics. It's not as if to discourage Nigerians. Get your PVC, like you always said. It's very important. Then Nigerians should have a plan B. What I want Nigerians to know is that this APC government being run by President Tinubu, he has a plan B. And it's likely he pulls out his card. What is likely to do now? There's going to be a form of restructuring. You know that the legislature, they are in his palms.
Yeah.
And it's likely that the restructuring, Nigeria will be, if you look at it, really, that's what Nigerians are clamoring for. So what he will do is that if he sees that the election, maybe before the election, you will see some signs of restructuring. And if the election doesn't go his way, because you know most of the northerners are against him, if there are people that betray him, he will go for something that will divide this country. Mark my words. That man will not leave power easily like that. But what me I'm after is that if restructuring will come, it will favor the country in terms of autonomy. Let each region manage their resources. And that is what we still need as a basis for coexistence of Nigeria. That's my little take. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Shola. Thank you for calling. 080-3692-9933. That's the number to call. Hello. Good evening. Hello? Hello? Alright, 08036929933. Hello, good evening. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good evening, Esther.
Please turn down the volume of your radio.
Can you hear me? Okay, I can hear you, but I believe you are hearing me. Let
Yes.
me go ahead. Then say to start with, the man who is in power today, I don't know
What is your name?
us young generation,
Hello?
and what we will tell about him in the near future, because nobody will be forever. You know, he's I'm sorry to say, but he's full of moral bankruptcy in every aspect of life. He is more of good.
Your voice is very low, so please, like it's very low. Hello, good evening. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, good evening. Welcome. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Mark.
Mark, hello. Happy Sunday to you.
Yeah, happy Sunday.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Oh, this is the first time I'll be calling you on a Sunday. I don't normally do this, right? Yeah. Can you hear me, please?
Mark, go ahead.
Okay, I joined in late, really. I just came back from somewhere. I joined in late. And I heard the last caller talk about restructuring. Is that what you're talking about?
Mark, you didn't hear the conversation we had today, no?
Yeah, I joined in late.
Okay, don't worry then. Maybe you can listen on YouTube, okay? And then make a comment there. Thank you. 08036929933. 08036929933. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Esther.
How are you, sir?
I'm very fine. My name is Chris from Lagos.
Chris from Lagos. Chris, welcome.
Yes, ma'am. I just want to quickly draw your attention to some of the recent happenings. Please, if anyone will be making live appearance on your show, it's very important that you do an investigation first. The person that came on Friday, he said he doesn't need NIN, he doesn't need BVN, just your willingness. I attended the seminar, and as a matter of, I checked because I was going to collect money. I went there with Ghana Must Go Back. When we got there, what they were saying or what they were doing was just different. Some people got angry and and left because what they told us on radio wasn't what we actually what we saw there.
Okay.
So please, if anybody is coming to make a live
is it the something global whatever? Easy Loaner Global?
Loaner Global, yes.
Okay. So what happened? He said what he said here is not what was observed?
Yes, what he said here on VOP wasn't what happened. I'm very sure when I was coming back, I trekked back to Mafoluku, and I had company. I wasn't the only person. So please, this is not the first time. There was one guy that came. He said, we should come and learn how to turn AI to money. Come and learn how to turn AI to money. I also attended that one.
Which one? Is it Ambassador Philip Osono?
No, he said the guy came to your show. He said we should come and learn how to turn AI to money. Yes, that AI will soon take over our jobs and all that. So I attended that seminar. It was held at GRO Ikeja.
Okay.
What he was telling us was about forex trading, and then after telling us about forex trading, he said we should come and register with $1,000. If I have $1,000, will I be looking for seminar to go? So please, it's very important that if anyone wants to make live appearance, especially on your show, please.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. I'll let the traffic and compliance department make investigations before they allow any of this. Thank you so much, sir, for calling. All right. 08036929933. Hello. Good evening.
Hello, Miss Esther.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening. Happy Sunday.
Same to you. What is your name?
Okay. My name is Changwa from Ikorodu.
Changwa.
Man?
You say your name is Changwa?
Yes, from Ikorodu.
Well, what state are you from?
Pardon?
What state? It's your name. Your name is unique. What state is that? Is that your local name?
I'm from Plateau State. I'm from Plateau State.
Oh!
Plantain North.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
You're my
Thank
brother.
you.
Oh, you're my brother. Oh.
I know. I do listen to you regular. I'm your regular listener, but hardly. Although sometimes I just send on WhatsApp, but
Oh, Changwa,
hardly to get through
welcome.
your phone.
You're in
Yeah, thank you,
Lagos.
man. Yeah, I'm in Lagos here in Kroju.
I miss Lantang. When last were you there?
Yeah. It's been a while, but probably this year I will travel by the special grace.
I miss Acha. All right, go ahead
Yeah.
then.
Thank you. Okay, now my take on the evening rush is
No, this is the political spotlight today, not the evening rush.
Okay. Yes. Now, the election comes 2027, and the U.S. government, especially the president, that wants to oversee how the election will be conducted, right? Yes, good one. Because in 2023, they could not pay much attention on it, and they find out that after he won it, or after he snatched it, what he's using it for now is uncalled for, because many a decent meal in a day, just a single decent meal, you could not afford it. But you see that things wrong, insecurity everywhere, hatred, it's all over the. Imagine in the era.
Chango, you're calling on WhatsApp. Your network is not strong. Oh. Hello?
Oh my God.
Yes, breaking, but quickly continue.
Let me try it again.
Okay. Thank you very much. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello?
Hello.
Turn down the volume of your radio very quickly, please.
Okay, I've done so.
Welcome. What's your name?
Oh, this is Johnson from Iba.
Johnson from Iba.
Yes.
All right, Johnson, please go ahead.
What I want to say is that Nigeria should be very wise, because this country, Nigeria, belongs to a lot of us, belongs to everybody. We are so unfortunate to get APC to power in this country. You can imagine the amount of things that is going on. There's a lot of corruption, and this man will never leave that seat unless Nigerians want him to live there. What do I mean? This man has a plan B. Number one, he has caged the security system of this country. He has caged the army, he has caged the police, he has caged the judges and other senators in the Senate. So Nigeria now don't have anywhere to go. All what he want to do now is to make sure he win the election. Because if this man leave that place, he will never stay in Nigeria for any time. He will run away with his cohort. He has even area boys that is working for him. So it's only these Nigeria people will be able to make sure that this man did not come back. Out of population of this country, people that is supporting him is not up to 1%. You people should go out and investigate and ask people, what is your favor in this government? How this government is doing? You people go out, go to the market, go to everywhere and investigate. People are crying. Out of 100, you can only see one person, maybe by benefiting, that will say this government is good. I pray for America. Let America make sure. America is going to make sure they monitor this election. The reason is that all those IMF loans is collecting. They know. So America will not leave Nigeria alone. So we put hope in America to come and monitor this election so that we can get a good leader. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to correct something. America will not help you. Like, for real, you guys. You are the only ones that can help yourselves. Nigerians are the only ones that can help themselves. America will not help you. Do you know how much lobbying is ongoing? Do you know how much money is being spent to curry the favor, the acceptance, the recognition. Didn't you hear what the presidency said? They're working on ensuring that the president and Trump will meet. This nation's on this political diplomacy, this political negotiation, and this government really values international recognition and all of that. You saw how the president made this whole splash when he went to the UK. So it's only you that can help yourself. Yes, maybe under Trump it will be different compared to other heads of state in America, but do not expect anything beyond the ordinary. So get your PVC, participate in the process, count on yourself. So you can be at home and something happens. Who do you call for help? All right. Hello, good evening. Hello. 08036929933. That's the number to call, and the WhatsApp number is 0817175638. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Yes, good evening. How are you? What's your name? Turn down the volume of your radio. Turn down the volume of your radio.
My radio, I'm not here with the radio. My phone, I'm using my phone.
There's too much noise and swish.
I did for small street where they be small.
All right, good evening. Welcome. What's your name?
My name is Innocent Bestman.
Your name is what, sir?
Innocent Bestman.
Innocent Bestman.
Yes.
An amazing name. Innocent Bestman, welcome. All right, please go ahead.
Madam Esther.
Sir?
I advise Nigerians there. They should not depend on America. Nobody should depend on America to come and stay there. If you don't save yourself, nobody will save you. Come outside in mass, vote and defend your votes. See, the power has been given to wrong hand. This man don't like opposition. This man, anywhere he puts his hand, he makes sure that he conquered the whole place, put his boys under to work for him, so that anything that we are doing, you can't look at how he ruled Lagos. I was in Lagos here when he bought his first time and second time. He will put his boys everywhere. Lagos here since his regime to now, there's not any opposition for Lagos. That is how now he's trying to appoint everybody to be under him. Anybody, he can't give you a job without you to do your own person what you like. If he give you a job, you do what him like, not you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you for calling. So, hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir. How are you?
Yeah, good evening.
What is your name?
I want to say something. Yeah, good evening. My name is Sonny.
Sonny, you sound far from your phone.
Yeah.
Are you using an earpiece?
Hello.
Hello, you sound very low.
Yeah.
Are you using an earpiece?
I'm not getting well, but let me speak. I believe you're hearing me.
No, your voice is very
I
faint.
want to say,
Hello?
oh,
All right, Sonny, can you call the normal line 08036929933? Please call that line, okay? Your voice sounds very faint. I can't pick out your words. All right, Esther, good evening. Good evening to you. Okay. Peter from Ojo, I want to buttress on the complaint about those who come into your station. What that caller said is true. Most of these guests promote lies. Gada no longer comes here, sir. So we stopped Gada from coming here. Thank you very much for that. Good evening, ST and Barrister Talent. It's unfortunate the way corruption has eaten into the fabric of our dear country. I don't think any tangible thing can come out of the Bajagate scandal. Who are members of the panel? May God save our dear nation. I am Surveyor Frederick Maduka from Yaba. All right, Surveyor. This person says, good evening, Esther. Thank you very much. See proposal. What's your name? You're proposing and you're not telling me your name. Inbox your proposal. All right. Hello, VOP. Good evening. Yes, what your call said about the seminar from Madam Chichomsi. All right. Yes, she's no longer with us. So thank you very much. She's no longer coming in here. Adibo. Wow. Esther. Good evening. Well done job from Ubu if you white. No Suwan. Ayetoro Ayoba. All right. Thank you so much, sir. God bless you. All right, thank you so much. Wow, you guys are so fantastic this evening. All right, Esther, good evening, VOP. Good evening to you. We the masses must have a written signed agreement with INEC starting how we want this election to go. For example, transparent, free and fair. We all the citizens want an opportunity to exercise our right. Uchenna from Okota. All right, Uchenna from Okota, well done. This person says, hold on, the calls on WhatsApp, hold on please. Good evening to you too as well. Since you see this government, the rot of it will now, please don't curse. I won't read out any curse here, all right? This person says, may God Almighty deliver Nigeria in Jesus' name. Amen and amen. Amen. Good evening, Esther and your guest. I agree the state government is not telling us the truth about the fire incident in Lagos, but I can't subscribe to the ethnic card your guest is playing. The owner should approach the court to seek justice. Esther, I sympathize with you on the matter of corruption in government. I don't think Barrister Darlington has any answer to give to all these maladies. I'm also pained by the revelations from Gbajabiamila's gate. Let's pray God comes to our aid, because the same people will become clean when another government resumes next year. Please tell your guests to forget about pursuing any president certificate saga. No America will help you. Thanks, Yemi from Songo Ota. All right, Yemi. Okay, good evening, Esther. Good evening to you. Good evening, VOP and the guests in the house. Good evening to you. Thank you so much for reaching out. God bless you. All right, good evening, Esther and Barrister Darlington. The way corruption is hogging this government is like a hole on an expired container. The more you try to patch it, the more it leaks. I can't wait for another party to take over from APC so that we will know the level of corruption that happened under them. Femi Gbajabiamila always have a way of having all in his hands anytime corruption is being mentioned in this government. From Chief Udo. All right. Good evening. It's Honorable Adeyemi Kamoru from Banana Island, Lagos. Despite all their noise, the opposition didn't win a single election or by-election since 2024 till date. Yet they boast that the election in 2027 is going to be match up. That the people of APC, they tell us that structure is overrated, have discovered that polling units are not organized by social media. All right, Adeyemi Kamoru, well done. This person says, hello, good evening to you. Thank you so much for reaching out. Hello, good evening, how are you?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Can you turn down the volume of your radio, please?
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, good evening, sir. What's your name? Hello?
Is it good now?
Yes, it's better now, thank you. What's your name, sir?
This is I'm a new.
Sir?
My name is Evans.
Evans, okay. All right. You're a first time caller?
Yeah, I'm a first time caller.
Wow. Evans, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. I'm calling from Ijebu.
All right, Evans, please go ahead.
Quickly hushed him by telling him he shouldn't be saying that. Quickly hushed him by telling him he shouldn't be saying that on national radio. You see, this government thinks they know what they're doing. So the country has sunk already. So
okay, your WhatsApp line is really faulty. The connection is poor. So maybe you should call the normal line, okay? Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, sir. Welcome. How are you?
Good evening, Mr.
How are you, sir?
Long time. I've been trying this number. I never get you one day. I'm thank God to get you today.
You never get me one day. How now?
I never get you. I've been trying more than 100 times in a day. When you're here, program.
Ndobiko.
I'm very happy to get you today.
Thank you, sir. Let me ring bell for you. First time calling through, right?
Yes, my name is John Wajuku.
Namesake.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm from Ebonyi State. I'm from Imo State.
You're from Ebonyi. I'm from Imo.
Yes.
That means mom says Ebonyi and daddy is Imo.
That is it.
Imo people like answering that Wachuku. There are plenty. Welcome, sir. How are you?
Thank you.
All right, sir.
You see all this government issue. This government issue, I just want to put one agenda something inside, because we are deceiving ourselves. There is nothing where we poor people can do in this government. There is nothing. We just are speaking on air. Are there government hear all this our talking? All these politicians, are they hear our talking? All these poor people are,
they are listening. They are listening.
They are listening. Okay, what is the answer?
That is the answer. If they're not giving you the response you need, get your PVC and tell them that you are the one that brought them in, so you can also send them packing.
Esther, let me tell you one thing. Whether you are BBC or not BBC, I saw one ex-governor of Abia State. I saw one governor of Abia State on Facebook where they are loading money, dollars, cars, where EFCC go attack a house.
You're referring to Theodore Orji, right?
Huh?
Theodore Orji.
Yes. Ex-governor of Abia State. What government to do about them? All this thing where we are talking, we are just wasting our card, wasting our.
You're not wasting anything. You're not wasting anything. Don't say that. You're not wasting.
He's wasting because
he's not wasting. We'll continue to have these conversations, but you can't say you're wasting your time, wasting your breath. No. You brought the government to power. You can hold the government responsible if they're not doing the needful. Happy Sunday, SMVP family. The scandal upon scandal allegedly rocking the APC government is not strange. This is why Buhari assembled his tribesmen, and Tinubu is following exactly the same footstep by surrounding himself with his tribesmen so that they can't be exposed. May God save our land. Amici from Mafoluku. All right, Amici from Mafoluku. This person says, Esther, good evening to you. Good evening. How are you? I am fine. Thank you so much. Please let me close that door. Can you? Good evening, Esther. You are awesome and amazing tonight. I like you. Thank you so much. God bless you. My colleague has come with his barrage of noise and distraction. He's the one that left the studio door open, so that's the noise you're listening to. So please, when he comes on air, I need you to wipe him cord or I'm cord. Esther, okay. All right. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good evening. How are you? Hello.
Hello.
I can hear you, sir. What's your name?
Hello.
All right. We don't have time. Tochukwu, allow me to finish my time. Last week you used 10 hours. Allow me, don't disturb me. Tochukwu is here to pursue me every time. Good evening, Esther and your guests. Please, I agree with your guests. Esther, as far as I'm concerned, PBAD can never fight corruption, no accountability. But EFCC is handling some cases. I mean, seriously handling some cases. We just hope that those cases are not selective. All right, please always investigate those people before allowing them in your station. Okay, I will call the traffic and compliance officer and tell her to ask some questions before they come in. Good evening, Esther. Tinubu's government is living in large and Nigerians are wallowing in abject poverty. The northerners that gave him massive vote in 2023 wouldn't happen like that again.